Yo, what is going on, everybody? Ricky here, and I'm going to take you through the Arch-Temper Teostra fight. First things first, and I should have done a better job recording this, but I ate an elemental resistance meal. Now we are going to pick the fight, which is an event only. You can't do an investigation for this. You must pick an event. The event is Scorn of the Sun, I believe is what it is. Arch-Tempered Teostra, you will see that he has like a red outline around his body. So basically, my item set includes the majority of the items that normally you would bring with you: mega potions, but an important thing that you need to bring with you is what is it now? Cool drinks. I always bring cool drinks because Teostra likes to fight in a lot of heated areas, so I always tend to bring that with me. Mega potions, demon drugs, armor skins, the whole 9 yards, yada yada. The equipment now. Alright, the equipment I'm going with is the full Lunastra Alpha set. I go with the full Lunastra Alpha set, so it has 3-star weakness, or 3-star resistance to fire. I make sure to bring that because it has a stamina cap. That way, since I'm using the bow and arrow, it really does assist me. Basically, my jewels here consist of physique, so that way I regenerate stamina a lot better. Spread for extra spread damage, and basically, it's just basically an all-around bow build. Just another look at the armor again. Basically, again, this is the alpha set. I got a normal charm, that way it assists me with normal shots. Spread charm for the spread shots. Basically everything but the dragon piercer. Peak performance, tool specialist to give me longer time using the fire mantle, temporal mantle, things like that. Okay, at this point in the fight, I have already eaten. I took all my drugs. Took, basically the mega demon drug, armor skin. I just took a might, not a might pill, a might seed. Those last, I'm not completely sure how long they last, but I think it's 3 minutes, I'm not sure. Yeah, and a cool drink, so that way I keep my peak performance at its highest. Now, you'll notice that in this fight, I'm going to be using, for the majority of the fight, I'm going to be using close range coating. Reason being is because Arch-Temper Teostra loves to have that flame aura around him, and what ends up happening is, more times than not, you're not going to hit the head, and what ends up happening is your shots will get deflected. And I don't know about you, but I'm not trying to waste coatings. And actually, there it is right there. I'm missing a couple of shots. Again, you shoot him in the body, his flame aura will deflect your arrows right back at you, so you gotta be careful with that. I didn't show you my Palico's setup, but his setup is basically a fire resistance and then the Vigor Wasp station. Reason being is because, I don't know, just with Arch-Tempered fights, I prefer the, I guess you can say that, not the vitality approach, but I just want to make sure I stay alive. So I don't focus too much on damage. I focus on that when it comes to my armor, but I don't do extra damage just because I want to, again, I just want to stay alive. So again, there's another example of the flame aura deflecting my shots. You gotta be really careful with that and aim for the face. The majority of this fight is very simple. He just does his fire attacks, and it's a lot of dashing back and forth. He does a lot of running tackles. He pounces a lot, where he kind of prepares himself and just pounces on you. This attack, you really got to be careful because he really turns his head to basically in like a whole 180-degree angle, so he covers a lot of the surface in front of him. Yeah, that running tackle, man, you really got to be careful with that because he likes to headbutt a lot. And if you're not careful, man, I've got full stun resistance, so I don't worry about it. But there's times where, when I was first starting the fight, he would headbutt me, and it would be like a small attack, but that small attack was enough to actually stun me and then have him set up another attack. So Yeah. Again, oh, this Nova Bomb. Okay, the Nova Blast, Nova Bomb, Supernova, whatever you want to call it. You can flash pot them out of the air, which is recommended if you can pull it off. If you cannot pull it off, honestly, you know, it comes with practice, just like anything. But you have to time that Superman dive, because if you don't time it correctly, you're gonna end up feigning and carding. So, gotta be careful with that. You'll see that I focus a lot more on the spread shots and normal shots, because those are the jewels that I have. My jewels / build is built around spread shots and normal shots. I mean, eventually I'll do a Dragon Piercer shot, but I only do that when he's knocked out or he's fallen out of the sky that I have an opening. And you gotta be careful with those, because again, Dragon Piercer will leave you vulnerable. You're practically immobile for a couple of seconds, and the last thing you need is to, you know, get wrecked by one of those. Again, see with Teostra for some reason he's got a bigger area where like he can deflect those rounds, and you really got to be careful with that, because you know he's one of those monsters where like he's not that difficult, but like he does a lot of softer moves that like can really hurt you. Okay, you notice at this point I put on the power coating. Now, one thing I highly recommend, since I've got the power set up, focus. I try to really get in his face, like really get in there and do those spread shots. Ideally, what you want to do is the normal right trigger combo 3 times, spread shot, arc shot, spread shot, arc shot, and then Dragon Piercer shot. But sometimes he gets up quickly and you don't have a chance to really do that Dragon Piercer shot. But all while you're doing that, you normally stay in level 3 charge. And yeah. Alright, when he's airborne, you want to take advantage of that, because that is an opening that I take advantage of every single time. Again, it's one of those things where like eventually he's going to end up being immune to this flash pot, but you have to take the advantage when you can. Honestly, I did it because I knew I can pounce on him and get some nice damage in there. Now, there's times that he just kind of gets up and there's no... You know, there's no, like, he doesn't telegraph the move at all, so he kind of just gets up and flies away. Whatever, it happens. Alright, at this point in the fight, he should be meeting up with, actually, I'll let you guys see it for yourself if you haven't fought him yet. If you look at the bottom of the screen, you will see another monsters in the area, and look who it is, Arch-Tempered Kushala Daora. Man, when I first saw this, I was scared out of my mind. I was like, dog, I do not want to have to fight both of these guys at the same time. Like, these are 2 totally different monsters. So yeah, basically they fight themselves. They have a little turf war, and that's it. They leave. A nice chunk of damage. Shout out to Kushala for that one. Ideally, what you want to do at this point, I took off the close range shot, because normally what happens is he has his back turned to you, and you can actually land the boulder on his head, and you'll see that I'm trying to lead him over to this boulder, and it's like he knows what I'm trying to do, and he's just not playing along. I tried it like a good 3 times, and this guy was he just wasn't having it. But yeah, man. This guy, he's smarter than that. Let me see. I try to set him up here. I don't even. Nah, see, I think by that time I just gave up. I was like, whatever, man. Let's just get back to the fight. Supernova time. Superman dive. Yeah. See, with this Superman dive, man, it's such a lifesaver. That pounce, you really have to be careful with that, because that's carded me a handful of times. You'll notice that I have a Stera Jerky with me. When your bar is in red and you have a big chunk of red that you can replenish, don't use a Mega Potion. Use an Astera Jerky, or I think you can even use immunizers, but basically I use Astera Jerky because it's just faster. It's an instant recovery of that red gauge. And honestly, I don't know about you, man, but a lot of the times when I'm fighting, I don't have that much downtime to get all that health back, so I just go with the Astera Jerky rather than immunizers. Knockout there, go back to power coating, and you'll see that while I'm doing this, I stay in power charge number 3 or whatever you want to call it, 2, 3, but I stay in the latest and the last charge. That way I can do the most damage. I'm over here getting ready to worry like if I'm still in the fight. That's another thing, man. This monster's very I don't know, like he headbutts a lot. You really got to be careful for that. And that straight fire move that he does right there, man, that will honestly fate you no matter how much health you have. That was so close right there. He almost got me there. I'm still trying to land this boulder on his head, but he is just not complying with me. I think I'd probably do it here, right? Okay, there we go. Little collateral damage, whatever. Main thing is to hit him. I don't know about you guys, but Teostra to me looks like the Gryffindor logo. 10 points for Gryffindor. Alright, at that point in the video, since I'm recording it directly from the Xbox, it hit the 10 minute mark, so you know, I had to cut it. You know, I had to basically stop where I was and go back to camp because the fight just came to the next transition. So I go to camp. It's been 10 minutes, and after your 10 minutes have passed, go eat. I eat a elemental meal, an elemental resistance meal. Like I said, I already have high fire resistance, plus I have 3 fire resistance jewels, and on top of that I take a fire resistance meal. I can't stress enough how important it is to have fire resistance in this fight, because Teostra on the physical and the elemental side does a lot of damage. So it really, I mean, you just want to have your defenses up, because this guy just hits like a truck. Alright. At this point, I think at this point in the fight, I was looking for a Palico or either a Gajalaka to help me out. Yeah, cause I don't remember a reason why I brought the map up other than that. Yep, okay, found what I needed. The purpose of me bringing a Gajalaka is that not only do I have myself and Jarvis, which is my Palico, but then I have a third enemy. Basically, the whole purpose of the Gajalaka is there's 3 targets that the Teostra now has to worry about. So not only does he keep bouncing back between Jarvis and I, now he's going to have to worry about a Gajalaka that's going to help me out, squad. And again, basically, the whole point is so that way he can divide the damage between the 3 of us. And, you know, 1 second he focuses on me, and then the Gajalaka, and then Jarvis. That way I mean, all of my focus is on Teostra, but still, there's just that extra person to go ahead and step in and take damage. As bad as that sounds, right? I don't know why, every time I come to this temple, it always reminds me of Legend of Zelda. Alright, so I got my partner. Teostra looks like he's flying off to another area of the map. Okay, now you'll notice on the top left of the screen, the cool drink symbol still is not It's still not up there, right? The purpose of that is because I want my cool drink to last as long as possible, as long as I'm fighting in an area that has a lot of heat. I'm pretty sure I'm not going to use one right now because Teostra is on top of this hill. Okay? Now, a good thing is he is a very docile creature, so he normally will just sit there and stare at you like, you know, like you're like some sort of peasant or something, and he's not gonna do anything. So he just sits there. I even think I took a screenshot of this of how cool it looked. Okay, I throw on my mantles because I know I don't want to forget anything. Okay, now you want to shoot the bomb, but still shoot through Teostra. Again, the purpose of this Dragon Piercer, and the reason I get it to level 3, is obviously because level 3 charge will get it up to its strongest potential. And then you want to shoot the bomb and Teostra, so you want to line everything up correctly, because that way not only are you going to explode the bomb, but you're also going to do damage as it pierces through his body, right? I don't know why I didn't tell you guys also, but I'm using the Nergigante bow. A lot of the times with these Elder Dragons, especially if they're arch-tempered, I bring Nergigante weapons. Reason being is because they have high Elder Seal, and it will cut off their special abilities, or at least slow down the build up for it. So again, I do that just because I don't want this monster doing his special that many times, or just try to slow down his special build up. Okay, focusing the head. Now, if I didn't have that mantle, man, I would have been dead right there. This guy likes running and tackling a lot. I really don't like that about this fight, but hey. One other thing, guys, when you're using the bow and arrow, I recommend you guys get into the habit of dashing. Reason being is because you can reposition. And when you reposition, you also have one extra level of charge. So if you dash out of the, you know, from the beginning of the fight, what will end up happening is that you will actually start at charge level 1, and then charge level 2 will be the last level of charge. I know I said 3, but basically 3 is like the last final level of charge. So basically, when you do that dash step, you end up skipping a step in terms of charging your bow, and that way you shoot that extra arrow, that second or third arrow that you need, right? So that's a good habit to get into. I don't know if it has the same invincibility iframes that the roll does. I know it doesn't have as much as the Superman dive, but still, you have some. I gotta get all the way to the side, because when he does that fire breath, man, that does a lot of damage. Okay, I don't have earplugs, but for some odd reason I actually managed to dodge out of the way in time that I didn't get affected by the roar. I don't know how that didn't get me right there. I like rolled through the fire, and yeah. That move, one thing that I would recommend, because what he does is he stands up on his 2 hind legs. Try to see where Teostra is going to look, because what ends up happening is that was so close. I would have died for sure right there. But basically, you want to take a look at where Teostra is going to basically look, and that will be the direction that he shoots that row of fire. Okay, he's trying to fly away. I stun him, or blind him, I should say. Again, you gotta be careful with those Dragon Piercer shots, but try to land them as they come. Okay, so that concludes this portion of the fight, and let's get to the final portion. Now you'll see I'll go back to camp to eat and replenish my items. Okay, at this point I have replenished all my items. I've eaten. I haven't fainted yet, so I don't have the I don't need a mega drug. I don't need armor skin. As long as you're alive for 50 minutes, you'll be fine. You won't need it. Okay, just drank my cool drink at the last possible second, more or less. Sneaky, sneaky. I thought I was gonna do the Nova Bomb right there. Okay, at this point, I don't think I pull out the Dragon Piercer shot. I'm pretty sure I don't because he's so mobile, and I just don't want to miss that shot. I was about to say, why am I sitting in that fire for, or that lava? Again, that pouncing attack, you gotta be careful with that. Sarah Jerky and Mega Potion. Let's see. Oh, even better, Vigor Wasp Station. Jarvis over here with the extra credit. Okay, my man. So again, this fight is kind of on the repetitive side. I mean, again, all I'm doing really, I'm attacking Teostra. I dodge here and there. I flash pot him when he goes in the air. And yeah, that's, you know, that's pretty much the fight. And then just getting away from those supernovas that he does. Mega Potion, because I know I'm not about to wait that much time just to drink 2 Mega Potions. I'm sorry, did I say Mega? I took a Max Potion just because I didn't want to wait the time that it takes to replenish my health with 2 Mega Potions. Now when he's got this Flame Aura gone, I try to get a little reckless and do as much damage as possible. I also try to flash and stun him again, just so that way he's weaker when he goes to his nest. And usually when these monsters go to their nest, it's bad luck for the player, because there's more traps around that these monsters can utilize to, you know, throw you off your game. Like for example, Teostra has those lava pits where like they shoot out of the ground. Now they don't affect him, but they will do very minimal damage to the player. But at the same time, you need to be aware that, you know, when you're in the monster's nest, you know, this is his last ditch effort to try to kill you. So honestly, my recommendation is to try and kill, stun, whatever. Try to slay the monster before they go to their nest. That way you don't have to really deal with this. But Teostra's kind of a tough one, and you know, he's just taking these arrows like a champ, and you know, unfortunately I couldn't do that, but you know, whatever. Okay, at this point we see that Teostra is sleeping. I don't know what I was waiting for right there. Let's see what happens here. Okay, we're gonna set up some bombs. Yeah, it's looking all over the place. I think what it was is I used the Mega Barrel Bombs when he was on top of the hill, and then I forgot about it and ended up thinking I had one. Alright, put my mantle on. Just gotta make sure that, you know, again, that's one less thing I just have to worry about. Okay, he's enraged, he's pissed off at me. Those lava pits at the bottom of the ground, that's probably gonna send me flying, yep. Now, the amount of damage that these things do is so minimal that it's actually funny. But at the same time, like if you're going up against Teostra, he does a heavy attack, your health bar is now in the red, and you want to take a steroid jerky, well, you can do that, but the thing is, the new damage that was dealt to you, basically all the red damage that Teostra did will deplete, and now you have a new red gauge, which is so tiny, so it's not even worth the, what am I trying to say? It's not even worth the steroid jerky. Yep. This guy really likes to run around a lot. Okay, at this point, I don't think I had a flash pod ready. So, I would have definitely shot him out of the sky. But, it's not what happened. Okay, again, switch to power coating. Again, you want to make sure you get in the face of Teostra, and this fight is coming to its conclusion soon. Okay, this is super ballsy. I don't know why I attempted that. The safer thing would have been to, you know, shoot my 2 spread shots, and on the second spread shot, instead of doing the next arc shot, I should have just shot my dragon piercer. But I don't know, man. I was just feeling reckless right there, and it's not recommended, especially if you're fighting a tempered monster, arch tempered at that. Now, in my mind, I'm trying to basically keep my health at full, because that does peak performance, extra damage. I obviously am watching out for all his moves, but yeah, it's funny because a lot of the times in these fights, even now that I'm recording the video, I try to capture what I was thinking in the middle of the video or in the middle of the fight. But even so, like, there's just so much that's going on in a person's head when you're fighting. You just can't get everything down. I mean, unless you made a note about everything while in the fight, which I don't think I would ever do that. Anywho, Teostra's probably gonna get... Wow, I thought he was gonna get me for sure. Okay, knocked out again, or he's badly hurt, and there we go. That's it. Alrighty, well, I hope you guys enjoyed the video. I appreciate it so much, and honestly, I want you guys' feedback. I want to know if you guys are actually enjoying this video. I personally love doing tutorials and teaching people how to, you know, do things that I had trouble with. You know, I guess I'm a natural teacher, but yeah, honestly, honest feedback. If you stuck around until the end of the video, thank you so much. I really appreciate you guys. And yeah, Ricky signing out.